All right, Herc. Our favorite time of the show. Remember, we thrived in Check the Mentions in our trip to Qatar. Let's see what the people want to talk about right now. Messi is set to leave PSG. Yeah, that was the big report today from Fabrizio Romano. How would you rank his options between Saudi Arabia, MLS, and Barcelona? Go on, Herc.
Oh, all right. Let me go from back to front. It's virtually almost impossible for Barcelona to sign Lionel Messi because of how much in debt they are in. They would have to unload a bunch of different contracts, sell different players.
Go to the loony bin with me. Let's just assume they could make it happen. Then how would you rank his destination?
If we could assume they could make it happen, Barcelona would be number one.
Okay.
If we could assume they could make it happen, Messi would want to end this way, I think so. His family loves it in Barcelona. Barcelona would want him to end as a Barcelona player. It would probably be like a one-off, one-year deal, and then you're done, to retire type of deal. But it doesn't make any sense sporting-wise. The La Liga's best defensive team with 11 goals against. But, yeah, the producer said financially. But he wants me to go to loony bin, producer, so I'm going to the loony bin with him. It's not a possibility financially. This is why it's number 3 in the rankings out of those 3. Now, 320 million euros a season is what's being reported in Saudi Arabia. I don't know. It's a lot of money. But Messi doesn't strike me as a person that is motivated by money. Listen, before Patrick Mahomes had his $500 million deal, all that thing's going up, Messi was blowing that out of the water like at 650, almost 700 million at Barcelona like years ago. So I don't think he's especially motivated by money. He has money. I think this is more about comfort and ending the way he wants to, and more family than anything. I think it's MLS. I think everything screams Major League Soccer. Listen, Argentina has already put in installations, facilities in Miami. They would love per Felipe Cárdenas and his report of him being the face of that, being in Major League Soccer with Miami. David Beckham was just in Paris, went to the PSG training ground. There's a reported meeting between the two. We know about Jorge Mas, Messi's father and agent, meeting with Don Garber. We know that MLS season pass and Apple, they could use this uptick in subscriptions, and a player like Messi would tick all those boxes. If I had to rank him, I would say MLS, Saudi Arabia, Barcelona, realistically. And if you want to throw Rosario in there just because you want poops and giggles, go ahead, but Rosario would probably be 4th.
Dude, I think it's got to be MLS, and I'm basing this on Don Garber's comments. So we, as we often do on this show, screamed at each other over what Don Garber said, which took all the headlines, which is Messi going to be the biggest athlete ever in the United States? But it was other parts of that interview, Herc, that were, for me, very telling, right? Don Garber and MLS in general, they like to keep things close to the vest. But this is what he's saying, not behind closed doors, not as a source, on a hot mic to media. Quote, "We have been pretty effective at coming up with clever ways to sign players for our clubs in the right market. It's very real time, and I hope that we're able to get in front of the discussion and hopefully bring something over the finish line." On top of that, he's not being shy. He says in another part of this interview that it's gonna be Miami. Like, there's not even an idea that it could be anyone else. If Don Garber is talking like this, and he doesn't bring Messi, he's the biggest tease out there, right? There's no way Don Garber is this confident if he doesn't know Lionel Messi's coming.
Man, you know, we read a lot on this show. We investigate, we read a lot, we look at reports, we try to bring good content to the good people. How many times have you read that it's almost done, over the line? Sure, there are talks. Absolutely. Yeah. How could we be so naive as to not believe that Jorge Mas, and yes, one of the owners, David Beckham, Jorge Messi, and Leo Messi aren't involved in some sort of talks, aren't nibbling here and there, aren't engaging in some sort of attraction, if you will. Of course this is happening.
Let's go. Messi to MLS. Will it be 2023 or will it be 2024? I think that's all that's left to be decided.
Well, thank you very much for watching ESPN on YouTube. For more sports highlights and analysis, be sure to download the ESPN app. And for live streaming, premium content, and let's not forget as well, ESPN FC 7 days a week. Subscribe to ESPN+.